Hello there, Aquarius. Happy birthday. It's time for a reading for the whole month of February. I'm Michele B, and I create tarot readings for passionate women and feminine individuals who want to live a life of exciting purpose, abundant prosperity, and wonderful romantic love with yourself and in connection with someone else if that's what you're interested in. And when I do these readings, I do them in two sections. I have like a brief overview of what to expect for the month ahead for just those of you who just want to just a quickie find out what to expect, and I look at those three aspects: purpose, prosperity, and love. What to embrace for the month ahead, what to release, surrender for the month ahead. And then I go into a more comprehensive aspect of the reading that I will attach in the a link in the description box below to the Vimeo link if you want to go a little bit deeper into that reading and find out more about any of those aspects of your life going forward. So without any further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. Let me just grab a little sip of my tea real quick, because my throat has been a little bit parched. So I already shuffled Aquarius before I got started. I'm not shaking my camera too much. What to embrace and what to leave behind for Aquarius. And it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the reading for the month. So let's look at what to embrace first for Aquarius. This one wanted to come out. Embrace taking a break. Well, okay. Well, in much of the United States, I'm American, and in much of the United States, and I'd say in Europe as well, we're still dealing with this kind of taking it slow and easy phase, because we don't want to go spreading this virus around any more than we absolutely have to, right? So the Four of Swords is like you're in the middle of working on some really important stuff, some stuff that's really important to you, but you have to take a break and take it easy. I feel like it's like pacing yourself. Embrace pacing yourself. Embrace avoiding the burnout. When you start feeling the burnout from doing too much, then it's time to take a break, recalibrate, step back, recalibrate, figure out what is working and what is not working. That's the intelligent feminine way to do it. The masculine way is to just keep muscling through, even if you are tired, even if you are overworked and burned out. But the feminine way is to never overwork yourself. It's to always be safe and take good care of your physical body, take good care of your emotional self, and find a wiser way to do things. So, and then we're going to go on to what to leave behind for Aquarius for February. What to leave behind, the Queen of Swords. Now, I see you very much as the King of Swords, Aquarius, but this is like the feminine version. It's also equated with Libra. What to leave behind, it's like this worry about whether or not you're doing the right thing. Because the truth is that we know when we're doing the right thing. We know what the right thing is to do, but then we've got all this chitter chatter from the voices that were planted in our heads by our influential adults when we were children, that created our constructs about what we think is right and wrong. So you've got this voice that's telling you should be worried, you should be doing something, you should be talking to people, you should be, doing this and that and this and that and this and that. So it's like this, the Queen of Swords represents the thoughts, but it's in reverse, right? It's like letting go of that mental chitter chatter that tells you that you're not doing enough, in respect to what to embrace, which is embrace a good balance between resting and working, a healthy balance. So let go of the mental chitter chatter that tells you that you're not doing enough. Okay? Like if you have, I still have the voice of my own father. He's passed away years ago, but he's still talking to me all the time, telling me that I need to be worried about money. Can you believe that? It sounds ridiculous, but I think all of you can relate, Aquarius, to having somebody that was influential in your childhood telling you that you needed to be worried all the time in order to be safe. The anxiety is the safety zone for you. So rethink that. surrender it. It isn't actually working to make you safer, is it? Let's get 3 cards, or at least 3 cards. I want 3 sections. I want purpose, prosperity, and love, so that we can look at those 3 aspects, get a quickie overview, and then we'll take a sneak peek at what we're getting in the comprehensive. Purpose. That's the 10 of Swords in reverse. Ooh. Prosperity. We have the 7 of Cups. It's like, what do I do? What do I do? And for love, we've got the Sun in reverse. So in the area of purpose, we have the 10 of Swords representing. It's in reverse. Either way, it's not a happy card, is it? The 10 of Swords is often about feeling like everything that I do is just not enough. There's always something that's going to hold me down. This guy's getting pinned down by his own thoughts. He's being held back by his own thoughts. He's feeling attacked, really. And you know what I'm really feeling? We've got all these swords here. You see these swords in your thoughts? This is very much entwined. All of this is entwined with your purpose. It's the idea that you need to be working all the time. You need to be overworking. You need to be working all the time, that you're not doing enough. I'm really feeling this strong pull toward that vibration. That's like, I work, and I never see anything come of it. What's the point? That's what ends up happening. You see the look on that guy's face. He's like, what's the point? And it's so frustrating, but you don't know any other way to do it, because probably you got influenced by people when you were a child that you watched them work themselves to death, and then they just kind of like, slop down in their chair when they got home, and it's just like, that's just what life is like. That's just what you got to do, and you'll never get anywhere. So that's that. But as magical queens, space and time benders, we know that that's not the truth, but just because we know consciously that it's not the truth doesn't mean that we don't have this unconscious programming that's always sabotaging us, that's constantly sabotaging us into not stepping up into our greatness, because we believe that it's so hard. And so we end up working at jobs that we don't like for not very much pay, and we're spinning our wheels. If we just work harder at a low wage, if we just work harder and harder and harder and harder and harder, you're not actually getting ahead. You're not actually getting anywhere. You're just burning out, right? You're just feeling exhausted, and you don't have any energy for really putting your life forward in a way that's really meaningful for you, because you're too exhausted. I'm going to grab a couple of cards to clarify for the comprehensive. Get a little peek at the comprehensive, what we're going to look at. We got the wizard, the hermit, I call him that. He's a wizard. There's the 9 of Swords. So this is a lot of stress that we're going to be talking about. Let's get just one more little clarifying baby card. Yeah, this has to do a lot with, here comes my train friend. Hello, Mr. BNSF. Nice to see you today. Yes, I know. It's that kind of day. Thank you for your patience, Aquarius. Anyway, this has a lot to do with the approval of seeking the approval of others. Trying to be perfect. And it's like, it's paralyzing. It ends up being paralyzing, because you're like, I can't do all the things that I wish that I could do, because I'm not going to do it as well as other people. So that can be really paralyzing. We're going to talk about how to get through that. And then we've got this 7 of Cups in the realm of our prosperity, our abundance, our physical health. We got to keep that all. We got to keep all of our aspects, the triad of awesomeness in like a good balance, in order to feel really good about where we're at, right? And so if we're feeling overwhelmed for our purpose, it's really hard for us to be really prosperous economically. It's hard for our health to be in balance. This is like this lost feeling in the area of prosperity, because like you've been I really sense some wheel spinning that's been happening recently, maybe the last year, maybe the last 10 years, maybe your whole life. But there's a lot of wheel spinning, and in the transitions that we're all going through with the way that we socialize these days, and the way that our economies are working these days, it's all kind of dysfunctional. It's left you feeling a little bit lost about how to go forward. And that is totally, I got to say, Aquarius, that is completely natural for you to be experiencing this sense of feeling like you don't know which way to go, how to invest your time and energy into the prosperity. But like there is a niggling there. I love that you're getting cups in your prosperity, whereas like all of this has been swords. There's this niggling feeling that's like it's not all about the way that you've been taught. Like all of these other cups is like, this is like society's ideas about prosperity, whereas that cup is like, here is your divine inspiration guiding you to prosperity, just one step in the dark at a time. If you can only see one step ahead at a time, that's enough. You take step after step after step with divine inspiration to guide you to where you need to go. Because we are, at this point, reconstructing the way that the economy works. It's been a slow change, but it is happening. It was starting before the pandemic, but it's really kicked off. It's really gained steam. And if you're not in the loop of how the economy is working, you will feel lost, right? But it's really about who, like just like when you come into a small town and you got to get to know people. This is where it's really at. I hope I'm not all over the place on you here, Aquarius, but I'm trying to like make clear sense while I'm getting all of these intuitive downloads about your advice, your suggestions. But I'm sensing like somebody coming into a small town and not knowing anybody, and then slowly making connections with individual people, one at a time. And then every person they meet another two people through that person. And slowly over time, they're building this network of connections. And that's what builds the prosperity, because every person needs something, and you have something to provide them. Right now, you're feeling overwhelmed because you just don't know everybody. So there's just this feeling of overwhelmness about the way people used to do things, what you think your potential is, and not really knowing what the path is from where you are to where your potential is. But you will be given the steps. I'm going to pull a couple of cards for the comprehensive to get a look at. There you are, Aquarius. Oh, this is good. Aquarius in February is coming back to themselves to sort out what's real from what's not. I love that we got the major arcana of Judgment, and it's really about you getting really clear with yourself about what it is that's most important to you, and following that. Like, I feel like it's really connected with making one goal at a time, one achievable goal at a time. But I'm going to look into that more in the comprehensive. So in the arena of love, we got the Sun, which is good, but it's in reverse. So whether you are in a committed relationship at this point, whether you're looking for a deeper connection with another person, or you're happily single, trying to just enjoy yourself, enjoy life, either dating or, just happily being single and enjoying life, there is something that's not connecting right. If the Sun was upright, then it would be like, everything's hunky-dory, you don't have anything to worry about, I'm done with that, I'm closing it out, right? Everything's perfect and great, you're super happy. But it's in reverse, which means that there's something that you are not content about. And it has something to do with feeling jaded, honestly. Because the Sun in the upright position is it's like innocently excited about everything that they have coming to them, like super grateful and innocently excited. But I feel like with it being in reverse, it's like it's jaded. Like I've seen it, right? I've seen my partner behaving in ways that they shouldn't. I've seen all these, when I'm dating, I've seen all these masculine energies acting like a bunch of big jerks, you know? Or, you know, if you're single, you're like, well, whatever, I'm not worthy of a deep connection with somebody else, or you're just kind of feeling like you're not so great, right? It's the jaded, that's like a cynical kind of energy. But how's that working for you, Aquarius? How's that working for you, Aquarius, that are resonating with that stuff I was just saying? What does Aquarius need to do? There's the opposite. The Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is that innocent love, that young love that's never had their heart broken before. That really believes, like, so for you singles, first of all, we need to look at our relationships from the perspective of being a single person trying to fall in love with yourself. So you're looking at yourself as though you are your own child, right? You're parenting yourself. You're being your own mother. You're being your own father. And were you really nurtured and taken care of when you were a child, right? If you were, I feel like this wouldn't be a problem. We all have ways that we were exiled or abandoned when we were children by both our mother and our father, whether they, you know, no matter how good their intentions were, you know, one of the unfortunate things is we're constantly screwing up our kids. Sorry, I had 4 kids myself, I know. So anyway, yeah, so when I go into the comprehensive, I'm going to talk a lot more about being your own best lover, being your own mother, being your own father, taking care of yourself in ways that your partner can never take care of you. They can never know you as well as you can. And when you get really good at loving yourself, it's a lot easier for you to believe that you are really loved by someone else. So we're going to go deeper into that when we go into the comprehensive. Let me just get one more little itty bitty Rider-Waite card for that love. Okay, yeah, the 8 of Cups, which is all about journeying to a place where you learn so much more about what you're capable of and how wonderful you really are. Okay, so if we're leaving it at that, I love you so much, Aquarius. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope that you have such a wonderful, abundant, prosperous, loving, purposeful month ahead. I've been Michele B, and if you are interested in looking deeper into the comprehensive for February, go down into the description box and you will find a link to the Vimeo to get a hold of the comprehensive reading. I'm going to go in for another 20-30 minutes or so. Okay, I will talk to you later. Thank you, Aquarius. Bye.